Never quit. Never quit. When I look at my own life, the things I have failed to accomplish, the goals I failed to achieve. Because any difficult goal, any worthwhile goal, any meaningful goal that you want in your life, it's going to be difficult. There will be challenges. There will be problems. There will be difficulties. And I promise you, there will be times when you want to quit. The true secret of successful people is they don't quit. They just keep going, even when it's painful, even when it's difficult, even when they feel they are not improving. They just keep going. They never quit. In my own life, I was like this, for example, with money. Money and work, which are connected, obviously. Money and work. From an early age, really when I was a teenager, right? I'd say even before my first job, but certainly when I got my first part-time job. My first part-time job was at a fast food restaurant, just to make some extra money when I was in high school, a teenager. And honestly, I hated it. I hated it. And I realized immediately, oh man, work sucks. I don't like working for other people. It wasn't really just laziness. It was having to follow other people's rules and their schedule. I already was sick of school for the same reason, right? I wanted freedom. Freedom! And so early in my life, starting, 15 or 16 years old, I had a big goal. I wanted to be financially free. I did not want to work for other people. I wanted to find a job, a way of making money where I could be free and happy. Now, it took me over 20 years to do that. 20 years. 20 years of bad jobs that I hated, many times hated. 20 years of low pay. And I was so frustrated and sometimes even depressed by this because I had this goal to be free, to be financially free of working for other people, or at least free from bad jobs. That was my first goal. Be free from bad jobs. I will find a job that I love. And I kept trying for so many years. I could never find one. During that 20-year time, I tried starting a couple of different businesses, small little businesses. They failed. Man, it felt hopeless. But you know what? I never quit. This was so important to me, so important to my soul, to my heart, that I refused to quit, even when it got super tough. I made hard decisions. I did things like live in my car, live in a van one time. I lived in a car one summer. I did anything and everything possible to find the solution. And finally I did, as you know the story. Now I have effortless English. 10 years ago, I started effortless English and I did succeed finally. But it took me 20 years to do it. And I never quit. I refused to quit. Now, I can think of different strategies. I could tell you lots of different strategies that I finally learned so that I could have a successful business. I had to learn a lot about business. I had to learn a lot about teaching, coaching. I had to learn a lot about marketing, about internet business, all kinds of things I had to learn. But the main point is that I did not quit. I never quit. I had a never quit attitude. And in fact, in some ways, I got stronger and stronger. As my situation got worse, as I got more frustrated by jobs and working for other people. Something happened in my 30s. You know, when I was younger, I just would complain all the time. Complain. I was just really, I would feel weak and frustrated by the situation. But sometime in my 30s, I started to have a change. I still was miserable, still very unhappy in my jobs and working. Still hated my jobs, still hated working for other people, still not making much money. Still not much freedom. But something changed inside. I started to get stronger from the challenges, stronger from the pain. And I just got kind of angry. I was like, I am not quitting. I am never quitting. I am going to find the solution or die trying first. So I kept fighting. And the more I fought, the stronger I got. And as I got stronger and tougher, I made bigger decisions. I took bigger risks. And that's when, in my 30s, when most people are very stable, that's when I decided to live in my car. I lived in a car for one summer. Why? So I would have no rent. Why was that important? So I did not have to work so much. I cut my expenses. I cut my spending super, super low. So then I only needed a part-time job with just a few hours a week. I still hated working, but I didn't have to work very much. I was much more free living in my car. It wasn't always easy. I was in the summertime in Georgia in the United States, which is very, very hot, very humid and hot. But I did it. And I lived in my car with my dog too. Two of us in a small little car. But that experience made me even stronger. And I realized I'm never going to quit. I will never quit. I'm going to keep fighting until I find the solution. If maybe the solution is I live in my car my whole life and only work a little bit. Or maybe I am able to start my own business finally and make more money. But I decided I will not quit. I will succeed some way. I will keep fighting. And the more I fought, the worse things got. I got stronger and stronger and stronger. And then, like I said, about a year later, I lived in a van, so a little bit bigger vehicle, right? A van is a larger car or vehicle. And I lived in my van for a whole year to avoid rent. So again, I would have a lot of free time, much more freedom. That strength, that toughness, the mental toughness helped me so much in finally starting my own business, becoming much more independent as a teacher, doing what I wanted, what I knew was best for my students, not what the school told me. So all that helped, that toughness helped me to succeed finally, that never quit attitude. When the situation becomes difficult, most people get weaker. Right? They complain and they want to quit, and a lot of them do quit. They complain, life's not fair, this isn't fair, I'm a victim. So they don't succeed. They don't live their dream life. They don't become fluent in English. Quitting is the number one cause of failure. Perhaps the only cause of failure, finally. And a never quit attitude is the number one cause of success. Even with a terrible method, if you just don't quit, if you keep going, eventually you're going to have some success. If you use a good method, you'll get the success faster and more easily, of course. But if you quit, it doesn't matter. If the method's great, you still will fail. And of course, this is true not only for English, but for all parts of your life. I think that physical training is a great way to start to train yourself mentally by doing hard physical exercises. Push-ups, pull-ups, lifting weights, stuff like that. And keep trying to go more and more and more, harder and harder and harder. It makes your body stronger, of course, but it also makes your mind stronger. You learn to get tougher. It makes you tougher mentally and emotionally too. because hard physical training is painful. I'm doing it myself, and it is painful sometimes. I had a painful workout today. Not easy, but it makes me tougher. And I noticed that now, the last month or so, I've been doing harder workouts, really pushing harder, doing tougher workouts. And I've noticed it's made me tougher mentally too. I'm able to handle more work, like for effortless English. I'm able to handle tougher things in general. I'm emotionally tougher also. So you can use the physical to make yourself tougher mentally.